It was just a funny feeling, just getting back out there. We talked about it at halftime, and Coach Sted asked if I wanted to swing back over to right tackle, and I was just like, sure. New challenge, having to just go right from playing left for a good amount of games to having to switch back to right. But it was just a nice feeling getting another chance to play with Paris, who's an amazing player. So it was just fun, just being back out there.
You said he told you at halftime, so did you not know that at some point that was going to happen on Saturday until game time?
No.
Over here, far right, Austin Ward, Letterman Row.
You had told us before that you thought you guys could rotate, that you could play more than five, but the offensive line rarely do that. What is it that makes you think that you guys can continue this if need be?
We just worked so hard during the off season, from spring ball to summer to fall camp, and we have a really good group of guys this year. We have a really talented group of guys. Everyone around me is probably some of the best players I've ever played with, some of the most dedicated players I've ever played with, and we have a really strong bond as an offensive line unit, and we all believe and trust in each other, and that belief and trust has kind of built us to where we are right now.
Is there any part where, Thayer had told Dwan that if he earned it that he'd move to guard? Is it the way that Matt Jones was playing that you guys said, hey, let's give some of these reps to Matt? Or does that just, how does that work out?
He's just been having great weeks of practice. He stepped in a great way when Thayer went down at left guard. And, we always had faith in Matt, and he also proved it when he went out there to help out when Thayer went down and stuff like that. So we had all confidence in the world for us to let Matt play and to get more reps. And it's just kind of telling about our offensive line as a whole, about how talented they all are and how able we are and trusting for us to put anyone in any position at any time.
Second row right, Joey Hoffman, Columbus Dispatch.
Nick, Maryland's leads or is tied for the first in the Big Ten with sacks. Anything stand out about the way they're able to get pressure on quarterbacks, or just anything stand out on film about their front seven?
They have an amazing front seven. They have probably one of the more talented front sevens in the Big Ten, maybe even college football. They're a bunch of great guys that have a lot of athletic talents, and they're very strong as well. And they're coached by an amazing coach there, so they're just a talented front seven. So it's a great challenge. It was a great opportunity for us to go up against a group like that.
And a question about your guys' offense. The last couple weeks, you've been able to get off to strong starts, 24 points in the first quarter last week against Rutgers. That hadn't always happened in the first couple games. It took a while for things to kind of click and for you guys to put up points. What was maybe different offensively you think to get off to fast starts last couple weeks?
I think we're just kind of coming into ourselves as offensive players. We were a younger group, and we feel like a really different group from week 1 to week 4. We kind of talked about that. We said, we've had a whole month of us playing football. Where are we now? Have we improved? Have we shown that we've grown? Have we shown that we've learned from things that maybe weren't going right in the first week, or maybe things that we thought that we could improve on and get better at that were going right in the first week? Are we able for us to not only be a good offense and improve on the mistakes, but also to enhance the things that we do well? So I think that we were able to do that, and that's kind of why we're going the way we're going right now.
Fourth row middle, Colin Gay, Rivals. We've talked to you guys about, or linemen in the past, about your relationship between, say, the tight end, just the outside blockers, and I'm curious about, what's your relationship there with them to make sure that the tight ends are doing their job in terms of the blocking game, the wide receivers are doing what they need to. Is there conversations between the two unit groups, or what does that look like on your end to kind of encourage them to do their job on the outside?
There's conversations between everyone as a whole, as an offense. There's no need for encouragement. Everyone here, whether you're a wide receiver or running back, a tight end, offensive lineman, we all understand our responsibility is for us to block when we need to block and to make plays when we need to make plays. And this is probably one of the most unselfish groups that we've had here at Ohio State in terms of that, in terms of people being unselfish and going out there and try to block for someone, even if they don't get the ball or if they don't get the ball a lot of times, because it's not about the stats that someone accumulates or things like that. It's more about just the team and to get the offense rolling, to the offense better, because as we get the offense rolling, it kind of helps everyone else out. If we help someone else get whatever they need to get done and get their responsibilities done, it kind of works out in the end. That's usually how it always goes.
Is there a difference between what you guys do, I don't know, schematically, or what your job is when there's a fullback behind you? Or how does that affect the run game when you add an additional blocker, whether it's Mitch or another tight end? Does it provide a little bit of stability, or how much does that help you do what you guys need to do in run blocking?
It's about the same. I mean, it doesn't matter whether or not we put them at tight end or if we put them at fullback or if we go with all wideouts and they're blocking instead. I mean, whatever we do, we have full confidence in anyone that's out there on the field for them to either make a play when it in terms of pass plays or to make a play in terms of run blocking. There's no one on anyone that we play that we don't have full confidence in because that's what we train to do every single day, and we have a toughness about our offense, and that's the way that we go out every single game.
Deep right, Spencer Holbrook, Letterman Row.
Nick, how much, I guess this is kind of a basic question, but how much fun do you have to be able to do what you guys are doing on the offensive line right now? Like is there an element of like, if we're not having fun, we wouldn't be able to do as much as we're doing?
I mean, we're always having fun. I mean, it's not only about us having fun, but it's about the team that we have and the unit that we have in the offensive line. I think that's kind of something that a lot of people miss out on. Everyone just kind of thinks about, oh, they have a really talented group, or they have 5-star this, 5-star that, or, oh, this guy has these rankings here and these rankings there. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like, what really matters is that we love the love for one another that we have for each other, and the amount of respect and the amount of gratitude we have for us to play with people that we respect, not only on the field, but off the field, most importantly. And that kind of builds more of a sense of unit like strength together with us. That's kind of the thing that I would say about that.
You talk about how much this offensive line has improved through the season, but like, are you even a little surprised at how well you guys have handled not having Coach Stud for a couple weeks and the ability to just kind of rally around that and continue to get better? Like, are you even surprised at what you guys have been able to do?
I mean, that was a real big challenge, not having Coach Stud there for a few games, but we knew that Coach Stud was with us the whole way through. And something that he always told us, even when he wasn't there, was that revert back to your training. And when he was there was when we were training. When he was there during the summer, during the spring, during fall camp, he was still there. So when it came to him not being there, just like if someone goes down the offensive line, we still had to revert back to our training, and we're not going to let up. So even though he wasn't there, we reverted back to our training. We knew that he was with us, and he still was our coach, and everything that he taught us was still something that we would put out onto the field. And it's kind of weird because usually when someone goes down, you imagine it be an offensive lineman. It's like, okay, let's put someone else in. But when it's a coach, it's a kind of a different feel. But I feel like we kind of handle that in stride, and he said that we handled it in stride, and now we're back and rolling.
Second row middle, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Nick, you said you feel like a completely different team now compared to the start of the season. How much of that is just the natural growth of young players or inexperienced players? How much was losing to Oregon and that kind of gut punch? Is there any other factor you can point to how much or why this has changed so much?
I say a lot of guys stepped up, and a lot of guys stepped out in terms of being more vocal and being more comfortable in the positions that they were, because we did know that we had a younger team, and that was just kind of – and every year there's always a new kind of thing that we had to deal with. Either it's like a new – like last year we had the COVID season. We had to figure out how to deal with that. But like this year was kind of more about like having some guys that are in my class or a class above me trying to step into bigger, more prominent roles and trying to step out and become leaders. And, that's something that takes a little bit of time. But Coach Day acknowledged that, and he said that, look, this is something that you may not feel comfortable with at first, but you have to step out in front of a crowd. And maybe the first time you step out in front of a crowd and you try to talk to a team, it doesn't really work out. Or you say the wrong thing, or you're like, oh, that didn't sound right. But he's the type of person to tell you to, well, go back out and do it again. Get another rep at that. You got to keep putting yourself out there in front of people to have that confidence, to show that confidence not only in yourself, but to your teammates as well. And I feel like that's something that's been going on each and every week, and we've gotten better and better and better. And now we're at where we're at right now, and I think it's really good right now.
It doesn't sound like there was one single moment that was a turning point, or was there?
It was a lot of moments. I mean, like I wouldn't necessarily say there's one culminating moment that kind of made a shift. It was just kind of us building. Like like I said, like from week 1 to week 4, where are we now? We had a whole month of football. Have we continually improved? And if we have improved, what does it look like? And I think that we have done that.
Third row left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Nick, you were talking about unselfishness. It seems like Mitch Rossi's a guy that embodies that with what he's done. I mean, just what does he bring to the team with everything that he does?
Just being one of the hardest working players that we have on our team, one of the most unselfish players on our team, like you said. Mitch Rossi is not only is he such a good player on the field in terms of him doing his job and doing anything he can to help the team win, but off the field he's probably one of the better glue guys that we have here on our team. You know, like he's always someone that you can go to if you ever need anything. If you need to talk to someone, he's not that person to like let things go by the wayside. He's very upfront with people. He's very honest with people, but he's also very caring, and he's a good person overall. So that's kind of how I would describe him.
Matt Jones is a guy you came in with in your class. What is it that he's done this year that you think has made it where the coaches feel like he needs to be on the field?
Just his level and dedication to the game. I mean, he's always had that when he's been here. I mean, so he came in he early enrolled when I came in the summer. So he also had that little extra time for him to get used to the coaches and get used to Ohio State football in general. But he's grown a lot. Like I would say that a lot of people have grown here, but like Matt Jones's transition from his time being here and early enrolling into now, there's been such a growth in terms of not only as him as a football player, but also him as a person. The things that he does off the field, the things that he cares about, the things that he's kind of learned about himself over time. And I think that that's something that the coaches have seen in him, and they've seen that kind of shift with him, and they've seen like his progression in that nature.
Got time for just a couple more questions. Second row left, Nathan Barrett, Cleveland.com.
How's Paris Johnson Jr. helping this team the most offensively right now?
Just his aggression and his toughness. Almost every single play he's looking to finish. And just him being a young guy and him stepping into a role like this, being a starter, is probably one of the most impressive things about our offensive line unit, maybe even about the team. Just seeing someone like that step into a role, someone who was a tackle in high school throughout his whole career, not only saying he would be willing to help the team do whatever he needs to do by playing guard his freshman year, actually getting reps in the national championship game, but now to becoming a starting offensive guard his second year playing, like it's probably one of the most impressive things I've seen. So just his level of dedication and determination and how fast he's become such an amazing player here is probably something that I would say that helps the team the most, because it just shows, it's a good light for younger guys, even for older guys, of just putting your head down and just working as hard as you can and seeing what that can make out of you.
Far left, Jack Emerson, The Lantern.
Hey Nick, so you guys kind of hang your hat on overcoming adversity, stuff like that. In the last 2 weeks, it's appeared that you guys have done that. Have you seen some kind of changes in the mentality or the mindset of the team in the past few weeks?
I said that there was a lot more leadership. I think that we've grown as a group in terms of having older guys come out and becoming leaders, and even younger guys who maybe not necessarily have the years of being able to step out in front of a team, but having the skills and the talent to look like a leader, to step out and trying to take that role. But in terms of us overcoming adversity, that's always been our motto here. Fight. That's our culture. That's something that we've done every day, and fight to become the best version of yourself every single day. And that's what adversity is, and that's what we do every single day. So I wouldn't necessarily say that that's something that's changed. That's something that we've always continually tried to do. That's our culture. That's what we do here, and I think that we just improved on that.
And final questions. Second row right, Tim May, Letterman Row.
Nick, speaking of leadership, what does it mean to a team? I mean, to see the defense give up that one big play on Saturday, but then Haskell Garrett on the next play blocks the extra point. You know, one of the actually adult leaders of the group. You know what I mean? What does it just do for a team, and what does it do, I guess, for Haskell Garrett's reputation as a leader?
It just shows how much fight they have, and it shows how much fight we have as a team, and that no matter whether something bad happens, whether it's on the offensive side or the defensive side of the ball, we're not the type of team that just go in the tank. You know what I mean? Like, we're the type of people that no matter whatever the situation is, whether we're up, whether we're down, whether we're up by a lot, whether we're up by a little, whether we're down by a lot, we're going to always fight. We're always going to compete, and we're not going to just waver whenever something goes wrong, because it's football. Not everything's going to go right every single play, but that doesn't change the way that you approach the game. That doesn't change the way that you play snap after snap. That doesn't change anything that you do. As long as you keep competing, you keep fighting, you keep doing what we need to do, and we go by the tenets that we have at Ohio State, we'll always just keep competing. We'll fight the way we need to.
And one other quick thing, when you guys did jump into the I formation there last week, did you hear any scuttlebutt across the line from you? Hey, well, you know, y'all haven't really shown that a lot. You know, understand what I'm saying? What was just sort of the reaction across the line from Rutgers when you guys first showed that?
I think they were a little confused. I remember there was an offsides penalty by one of the defensive linemen, so I think that was kind of a new look that they probably weren't used to seeing, and they were just like a little hesitant about it. But that's just a testament to our coaches, like from Coach Wilson and Coach Day and all the other offensive coaches that help out in terms of scheming and play calls and stuff like that. Like, they're probably some of the best in the business. That's why they're at Ohio State. And that's why I came here, because I put all my faith in them, and I knew that they had such a great pedigree in terms of knowing the game of football for all the years they've been coaching. And, you know, whenever they always try to put us in the best positions possible and to put us in the right positions that we can make plays and be the best that we can be every single weekend.
Great. Nicholas, thank you so
All
much.
right.